You are now tuned in to the new Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, and Printfinity. Support the new Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads. Episode 70 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. I make beats, have the hard drive to prove it, and I do want that smoke for anybody that's out there ready for that action. We got a full house today. Longevity.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm swell.
Good. I like your Printfinity shirt.
Thanks.
Okay.
Terry made it.
Terry made it?
He's supporting black business.
Yeah. Shout out to Lone supporting black businesses. We see you. Can't say that about a lot of people. We talked about that last week. In the corner, as always, fresh to death. The DJ you need to know about, learn about. My man, DJ J Diff.
Salutations.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, I'm here.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Printfinity as well that you rocking,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's a Dilla Day joint.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. You had some nice flavors on that joint.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Couple colors.
Yeah, a couple colors, couple flavors.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
back. The incomparable DJ Spools.
Hello, Michael.
What's going on, sir?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm good. How's Meek?
Meek's, oh, man. He's hanging in there.
Okay.
Tell them the story, man.
Hold on. Let me make sure we make sure we do our just due here
Okay.
to
Well, I can't get too into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand, but I was
A lot of paperwork.
one of the proceedings. I was
You know
there.
the
Same judge.
You know the Fed's watching, so
Yeah.
you gotta be careful with that.
Same judge that's been, I guess, all
But,
this stuff. And she looked at me and she said, "I'll let him out right now if you can do a remix of Ice Ice Baby."
Nah, we ain't going out like that.
Featuring
I don't
Color
know.
Me Bad.
Something
was
I asked. I was
Wow.
like, this
Crazy,
seems.
man.
I was like, this seems off for a judge to do.
What type
And
of
she
request
said-
is
He's
that?
so involved in the
She
music
said, "Don't
industry.
worry about it. That's my
Yeah.
job." And I was like, "All right."
She already don't like Meek, so
Yeah, seriously.
it is what it is. But we'll get that figured
But
out.
that's that.
Good to see you, brother.
Likewise.
Sitting at the head of the table, I call him the voice of Indianapolis, a.k.a. Mr. Wavy. Light-skinned girls be loving me now.
You know what?
I'm
What's
just going
up?
to let that go,
On the Take That Tuesday flyer for
Yes.
the 12th anniversary,
Yes.
which is going to be on March 27th.
Nick actually put something like that, the voice of something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it says on the
I believe
flyer.
it says the voice of the people.
Voice of the
Yeah.
people.
The voice of the people. You know what? From now on, I'll say the voice of the people. And Mr. Wavy, light-skinned girls be loving me now.
All right, I'll have to-
The one only Jay Moore is in the building, joining us as always. What's up, sir?
Not too much, man. I'm just I really just came to sit in because I hadn't seen Spools in a minute. I want to come by, but
It's a good thing to say.
you know how I get down. I keep a microphone in the car just in case I'm called upon.
Yeah.
So I had my microphone in the car and I was ready to go. So
Well, we appreciate.
We just said, "Fuck it."
we
Fuck it. Cut him up.
We in this motherfucker.
we really appreciate you saying that you came here just for Bradley in a room full of
hang
people.
out.
That's dope.
little bit of fellowship between
Yeah.
between the new old heads. You know,
I
it's
see,
all good.
I see you flossing with that punch out joint too, man.
You know, sometimes I got to keep it old school.
Yeah.
I hadn't done my hockey jersey laundry, so
Okay.
you know I had to switch it up just a little bit. But you know,
Okay.
old school NES
Friends,
style.
Michael.
Say
Yeah,
word.
yeah,
Word. Let me see.
How many of us have them?
Dipping in the cherries with
Yeah.
the fork.
exactly.
Yeah, these are infused cherries, by the way.
Infused.
you know,
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
A little moonshine.
That
Yeah,
brother's
a little
real
bit.
comfortable right now. I like that. I like it when
Yeah.
you get
Nothing
He's
wrong
comfortable.
about to be lit. Those things get right on top of you all of a
We
sudden.
also have to give a special shout out to Michael Anthony for
Yes.
adding his assistance to.
Yes, sir.
Red August in this mug.
He's in the
Yeah.
mug for the extra camera angles that you guys see and
special
oh my
lighting.
goodness.
I like that.
Yeah, you know.
We got
Shout
the
out-
halo.
Shout out to the homie Michael Anthony. Red August is official. I'm talking anything from videos, weddings, photo shoots. The boy's bad. He covers all angles. So
He did my wedding.
yes, he did. The boy's nice, man. That's one of my best friends since college. The boy's dope. Hire him. Pay him. He
Pay
is
the
worth.
man.
He is worth. Pay the man.
Is it michaelanthony.com? Oh,
Look out
redaugust.com.
now.
There we
Bong,
go.
bong.
Boy out there,
There we go.
Brandon. .net.
RedAugust.net.
RedAugust.net. So y'all support
Right on,
my
right
homie,
on,
man.
right
To
He's
check
nice.
it out.
Yes, sir.
I know for next time.
There we go. So perhaps we can go ahead and
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Drugs, perhaps.
Jump into the issues of the day.
Yeah.
Why not?
Long will be on that merch a little later on. We'll get you that down the road. I want to jump into Yahoo Sports. So the NCAA
Hold
is
on,
finally.
real quick.
Yes, sir.
So I usually don't have anything to do with this part of the episode, but you and Spools generally pick what's going on.
That's a good point.
Sean usually okays it. I usually generally
Don't
don't,
care.
Don't
give a
say
Yeah.
shit.
So I'm going to
So-
go with the I-70 episode.
I-70.
Why? Because potholes are all over the city, and that's the only way to get around.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That wasn't what I was thinking, but
That's
Wow.
pretty
You
you
accurate.
make a good point.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's true.
Yeah.
But
know
no,
what-
we're the crossroads of America. We got, 70, 74, 65, 69 that all go through
Yeah.
NAP, so we could do the I-70 episode.
I can dig
I-70.
it.
No, like literally, I-70 is people are like, how is that drive back to St. Louis? Because of course,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, that's originally where I'm from, and I'm like, you get on I-70 and you just drive in a straight line and you're there.
You're there. Okay.
Like, shout out to the '85 I-70 series between the Cardinals and the Kansas City Royals,
We
which the
see.
Kansas City Royals stole.
Was that George Brett?
He was on that team, but
Yeah.
there was some bad officiating
Yeah.
in that. Ozzie Smith and
Great
Willie
player.
McGee.
Wizard.
They should. They
Great
should
shortstop.
have another. I believe Jack Clark was on that team. They should have another World Series ring, but that's neither here nor there.
Great shortstop. man.
Ozzy could be
He's
the
a-
best shortstop of all time.
I don't know if I can argue with that,
He
man.
could be.
Didn't
Unless
he
it's-
do backflips or something?
Oh
Listen,
yeah, that was a thing.
Unless there's somebody I'm missing, like that played that position.
I mean,
Ozzy was cold.
do we disqualify
like
A-Rod?
Alex Rodriguez.
We don't count him. Yeah.
Barry
because
Larkin.
the PED.
Well, he said-
Barry Larkin.
What
I
about,
remember Barry.
Was Barry Larkin a shortstop? Was he?
Well,
played-
he changed positions.
yeah.
What about was Ricky Henderson shortstop?
Second
Ricky
base.
He
Henderson
was an
was second
outfielder.
base, I
Was
think,
he?
or outfielder.
He
Center
played
field?
right
Second
Well,
away.
you know what, I'm not-
second
yeah.
left.
Center. He played center, didn't he? Usually.
He
Center
played
field?
center, left, and second base.
There you go. Okay.
All right,
believe.
then Ozzie Smith it is.
Yeah, because Ricky Henderson was like the steal king, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
I fool with Derek Jeter. But I don't know if he's nice. He's nice as Ozzy,
I
though.
could give
What
him
about-
his props just because he knew how to keep his hose in check.
I like that. He had
Shit.
a gift. His
Boy,
gift basket game is higher
you
than
notice
ours.
nothing ever. There's
Yeah.
no Me Too situation
Yeah.
about him, and you know he was getting it out in these streets.
His
when he
gift
was,
back game is higher
yeah,
than
man.
Ozzy's.
I
I'm with you
always
on that.
admired him,
Yeah.
not only
His,
for what he did on the field, but how his game was real tight off
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
field.
Waiver game was high.
Yeah, I like
Big
that.
time.
Yeah. His
As
waiver
a
game
Cubs
was
fan,
high.
I'm biting my tongue wanting to say Sean
Con
Dunston
Dunston.
so bad,
Yeah.
but he can't be. He was really good.
He's not Ozzie Smith.
Omar
No.
Vizquel, you know.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
He was cold, but nah.
not Ozzie Smith.
Yeah, Ozzy was cold. All right. So,
It's settled.
back, we don't have a gap. I thought we had a hammer earlier, but we don't want to break the table.
Now we don't want to.
Yeah. Yahoo Sports. So, in a nutshell, the NCAAs are getting exposed for being what we've all known them to be on some blue chip shit, right? We've all seen that movie.
Yeah,
You know, Nick Nolte had that paper out there. Shout out to Neon Bordeaux as well, too.
Yeah, man.
Butch,
side note,
Butch McRae and Ricky
friends
Rowe.
of the program.
I was at the games. Okay, so the games played in that movie,
Frankton, right?
they were shot in Frankfurt,
Frankfurt. Sorry about that.
Indiana. I was at them as a kid,
Really?
nice.
so I got to see like
Yeah.
Shaq play, Penny Hardaway, all
Bob
those.
Knight
Did you
was
get
in
to
the
meet him?
building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
No,
they had
didn't get to meet any of them.
Remember they
just
had,
got to watch the game.
they had Bobby Hurley playing for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yes,
they sure did.
which was mad
They had
weird.
Calvert Chaney on the team
Yeah,
too, which was
yeah.
cool. But no, they had to stop because at the end of the game they win on like an alley-oop dunk, or that's like the last play of the game, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And they had to they stopped the game, like they let them play just the whole how long is the game? 60 minutes. They let them play for like 59 minutes and 50
Right.
seconds or
Mhm.
whatever. And Shaq hadn't made a free throw the whole game,
Dang.
and he was at the line like they were down 1 or something or 2 to either win or tie, and he missed them. But then they stopped, and then they ran they were like, okay, we got to get our cameras in position. And they ran that play to end the game like 2 or 3 times or 4 times, and then until they got it right. So
High back screen, alley oop.
yeah, but
That was a
anyways,
dope play.
so
But
that was cool.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
yeah, this is via Yahoo Sports. It says documents and bank records obtained in discovery during the federal investigation into the underbelly of college basketball detail in meticulous fashion. It basically borderline. It says, and I'm gonna jump to the bottom. It says 400 calls were reviewed across 330 days, providing a clear-eye view into 25 players on 20 Division I programs. And this is just from, we're talking about money moving, phone calls. Dennis Smith Jr., who just got drafted, he was on a list. I think he
Went
got
to Louisville, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I have to look it up, but I think
I'll
you're
look
right.
it up, yeah.
We already know what was popping in Louisville.
Man.
So, bottom line, these guys were getting bread. They were getting assistance. We've all known about this. People talk about players getting paid on the low for years, but to see all this come out, and you think about at least 20 Division I programs and over 25 players, like that's big. So, do we think the ramifications of this are going to last? Because you know it's going to get ugly for a little bit, but I don't think it's going to change anything. I think it's going to go right back to what it is.
First of all, it's entirely too close to the tournament.
Facts.
So they are not going to take anybody off the court because that's going to affect their television product. And really, at the end of the day, that's what this is about.
Shout out to that CBS bread.
Exactly.
Real quick, Dennis Smith Jr. went to North Carolina State.
Good call. I apologize.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And
honestly,
he plays for the Mavs right now.
when you see what they're talking about as far as money is like, okay, a dinner here, a few hundred, maybe a few $1,000s here.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who has never been bothered because they talk about when a kid might get a suit or a pair of shoes or a couple $100. They always make it seem like, I remember with Terrell Pryor at Ohio State, they traded some things that they were given that belonged to them for some tattoos. And they talk about when these kids get a little something extra, like
Which is
they're
such
criminals.
a teenager thing to do, by the way.
Like they're criminals. And I'm like, okay, it's against what the NCAA's rules, but they're not breaking any laws. And so my whole thing is this, like, we want to act outraged and pretend like this is something where these kids have done something wrong, or sometimes maybe the parents or the coaches. I'm like, if you are naive enough to think that nobody's getting any money, then I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'll sell you. My problem is how they treat these young men, and I guess some young women, depending on the size of the program. If they get just a little something extra, they turn them into criminals and want to attack them as far as where they should be drafted, and it's about their character. And I'm like, everybody else is getting all this money, and when they talk about amateurism and how these things were initially set up, they weren't talking about billion-dollar TV contracts.
Right.
And I understand that a lot of times the money-making sports like football at the larger schools and basketball, depending, it's a regional thing. They pay for, lacrosse and women's swimming and all this. But you know what? If I'm on TV, and what I'm doing is pulling a 25 rating share.
Yep.
And you tell me that if somebody buys me a pizza at the end of the game, that somehow I'm wrong. Like the whole thing with because for people who don't know, like the NCAA's offices are actually located here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I've talked to people who work for the organization. It's almost like they kind of all sip from the same Kool-Aid.
Yep.
But the whole thing is, well, why are the kids don't get paid? Because they're amateurs. Well, why are they amateurs? Because they don't get paid. It doesn't even, because the thing is, I'm not talking about these kids should be making a ridiculous amount of money.
It's
but,
not about that.
If they can pay Nick Saban $10 million, you mean to tell me you can't give, his star linebacker $500 a month,
right,
just so he can live a little bit?
As you sell his jersey.
As you sell his jersey.
And profit off that.
And a program with his picture on it.
Exactly.
And basically it's written into his, because the thing is, when you get a scholarship, because I have two cousins that played college football, like it's worse than a record contract. And basically it even has like intergalactic written into it. So in case we colonize the moon and you get up there and you want to sell your jersey on the moon, you can't even do that. Yeah. Like, that's part of the reason why they don't have the NCAA football and basketball games on video game systems anymore, because of the Ed O'Bannon case. It was like, well, wait a minute, how are you going to sell this thing that has somebody who looks just like me, but I'm not entitled to any of that money?
Dennis Smith Jr.
When I liked playing video games, I loved those college games, because that's what they would do.
Yeah.
And you could even go like online.
You can download a patch that would give you the exact
names.
Yeah, they would. If when it was Tim Tebow, would have like the eye black and make sure it was the right.
Oh, dude,
they did everything. Height, weight, the whole nine.
I pulled up Dennis Smith Jr. He had 73,500, and then another 43.5. They had Kyle Kuzma on here as well. Plays for the Lakers. Lonzo Ball. He got 9,500. I think another 36. Markel Fultz, who got hurt
yeah?
for the Sixers, he got 10 grand.
Oh, he's hurt right now?
Yeah, so he hasn't played yet. He got hurt.
He hasn't played all season?
No.
Not all.
Oh, that's right.
No,
I
he
remember
played
that,
like
yeah.
he played for
maybe a couple preseason games.
But this is the thing, when you talk about those numbers,
Yeah,
those are the people who got caught. I'm telling you because I know.
sure.
The
I believe
money
you.
that people don't get caught for is
Yeah.
so much larger than that.
I believe you.
And the thing is, like, remember when it was the whole thing with Cam Newton when he was down at Auburn?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
apparently, Cecil Newton got a $300,000 donation for the church.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. Auburn got $13 million for going to the national championship that year.
Yeah.
If you told me that I could put in $300,000 and then less than 6 months later I'd get back $13 million, how are you going to tell me not to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense.
The system's broken as it is.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to
This-
the NCAA championship when it was last year. Look, if it's about student athletes and it's about amateurism, then every ticket to the national championship should be $25 so the students can afford to go.
And we know that's not happening.
And trust me, I saw the price on that ticket. It's not what it is.
Jump in, Spools.
No, man, it's just I agree with a lot of what Jay Moore's saying. There's the idealistic part of me, that when I think about this, because honestly, like I wish there wasn't. I kind of wish that the NCAA didn't make as much money as they made, because this wouldn't be as big of a deal, and it would be more about
They make a lot of money, man.
about maybe the student athlete. But that's super idealistic. We're way, 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 way past that at this point, right? So
Yep.
now you have to think about it like from more the reality of it, and that's what Jay Moore just described, I think, really well. They make a ridiculous amount of money off of these kids, and they have been for a while now. And there are stipends that are given to, as I'm sure you're aware, Jay, like just like these kids, they do get some money, like scholarship.
They
They do get some. It's not,
they're just now being able to get a cost of living allowance, but it's still nothing compared to what they're generating for these schools.
I saw a disturbing, like a tweet. I think probably most of us follow Sean King. And he had tweeted last week that I don't want to misquote this, but it's something to the effect of a source told him that he had overheard someone or something in some document or something along these lines that basically where it saw the NCAA literally referring to the 13th Amendment when it came to why they didn't have to pay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, holy cow, like we're that money has corrupted absolutely everyone that's a part of it. And the kids, in my opinion, like at this point with the knowledge, like what you just said, Jay Moore, is a lot of it's very common knowledge if you follow a lot of these sports. Like these kids have been getting paid for a long time. You know what I mean? It's just, and
I'm never
sometimes
mad
people
at
get
them.
caught, sometimes people don't. You know what I mean? And like, and I'm not necessarily mad about it either. Like the idealistic part of me wants it to be about basketball, and yeah,
The slavery loophole.
it's insane.
The NCAA cites 13th Amendment slavery loophole when arguing why they shouldn't pay student athletes.
Like that's an ugly argument to make. Like there's a lot of money at stake. It's going to get very, very ugly. Like it's going to get worse
That's
before it gets
crazy.
better. I think this whole situation.
Look, I just remember when
That's crazy.
what was it, Reggie Bush, he had gotten, some benefits not only for himself but for his family. And I'm like, and then, when everything came out in the wash, he had to give his Heisman Trophy back, and he actually gave it back. Honestly, you
Yes.
would have had to come get that shit out of my house in the middle of the night because I earned that on the field. I don't care. So what? My mom got some tickets to come to the game and
Yeah.
some flights. Look,
Yeah.
that's the least you could have done.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jump in, JD. If you got anything on this, is there an angle in terms of, or is it pretty much just it is what it is at this
At
point?
the end of the day, it's crazy how the athletes are exploited for financial gain that they don't even see. That's what makes sense from LeVar Ball's angle as far as trying to set up a situation where kids are getting paid. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but all these financial institutions and sports, the coaches are paid more. Like they're the highest person on the payroll in the whole school.
Yeah.
is
Sometimes the
coach.
whole state.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're state employees in a lot of places.
They're making more than the NFL coaches and the NBA coaches, all of that. So it's crazy that a kid who's been highly recruited, a lot of them came from nothing anyway.
Yeah.
For you to come down here and play for this team, you see them making a lot of money. And Michigan actually, Fab Five spoke on that.
Yeah.
How because they changed the game when they started dressing a certain way. Their jerseys were being sold with their names on them.
And you know they know about
Nike socks, Nike shoes. So all these other companies are benefiting off of your influence.
Yeah.
But you're not getting paid for it. And you're getting pretty much dinged. Like he said, they took Reggie Bush's trophy from him.
Banners were pulled down in Michigan. Their final 4 appearances. And all
Oh,
that.
dude,
It's
they've taken like so Notre. Oh, that's a different story. But like, I don't know. I guess I want to differentiate that between
the academic.
Yeah,
yeah, because you were about to bring up Notre Dame, and that was about in which they self-reported.
Yeah,
and I was like, wait a minute, you're going to make them vacate these wins the same way Louisville had to vacate theirs. I was like,
dude.
Something doesn't come out. Something's not clean there.
They clean Louisville. They clean Louisville out.
To equate what they did with what happened at Notre Dame
doesn't
seem right.
Notre Dame had four. If you guys don't know, 4 or 5 players that had some academic violations that they self-reported. One of the kids, I think, got kicked out of school because it had been like a multiple offender. And one of the kids transferred, and a couple, I don't know. So, like a year later, like after this, like had happened, the NCAA comes back and basically is like, yeah, see, we're going to take away all your wins from these 2 years. One of which happened to be the year that we went to the national championship game
against
Alabama. They just blew us away. Yeah, but yeah, man.
Teo was on that team, right?
Yes, he was. Yeah. Okay. You know who wasn't? His girlfriend.
Oh, see.
I wanted to do it before anybody else did because everybody used to clown me really hard.
Man.
I was like, man, leave that young man alone.
Don't do him like that.
Yeah, hey, he's carved out a nice career for himself in the NFL.
I mean, I'm a Manti Te'o fan. I wasn't trying to make fun. I was trying to do it before anybody else
you just
did.
was like, look, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm not going to let these other guys get
on. If anybody's
going
to do it, I'll do it. Yeah, but
you all right over there, brother?
But anyhow, that was a a tangent. But yeah, that was talking about, like you said, the academic side. But
all right, so
I don't know, man. It's all, there's so much money. It's ultra corrupt. Like, I used to sit and think about how corrupt boxing was, because boxing's always been known to be pretty corrupt over time. Like, the NCAA is like, honestly, I don't know if it's any
sport
any different.
Overall isn't.
Well, see, the thing is,
What's
they're
that?
not corrupt. They've set up
The
a
promoters
system
are.
that is
Everything around it is
that has basically
just like NCAA basketball now and football.
It's corrupt.
And the NCAA is a non-for-profit.
Ain't that about it? Mm-hmm. Anyway, man, this is I already know this definitely is going to follow. This is not going away.
Well, it's not
but
done.
it's not going to affect that tournament. Shout out to Jay Moore for that point, because they got to get that.
Side note, did you guys see Jalen
CBS
Rose
bread.
did say, like, kind of tell kids like you should boycott the tournament if you're a team who's going to the tournament unless you get paid.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Or something to that effect. Yeah.
It would be dope.
I like Jalen Rose.
Yeah,
I do too.
Jalen and Jacoby is a nice look. I like that.
Shout out
that
to
show
Molly.
on TV.
Shout out to Molly Karam. No, he that's a good look for him as well. Let's jump into 45. And then we know we had a couple angles we want to take on this. This, I'm sure everybody was on this by now. But 45 says that armed teachers would be best to protect students because they love their pupils. President Trump on Friday repeatedly basically said armed school resource officer who stayed outside during the deadly shooting that we talked about last week in South Florida, arguing that the teachers with concealed weapons would be more committed to saving lives than students. So I'm like, okay. Then it continues to say, as part of the pitch, Trump told a national gathering of conservatives that the carnage at majority Stoneman, Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, where 17 people were killed, would have been reduced if teachers could have confronted the gunman with the weapon. So, how many times do we see videos where people are posting videos of kids who challenge teachers? Well, we see teachers and students rumbling and fighting on videos, right?
It's just stupid.
It's stupid overall.
It's just a dumb idea.
I'm just saying that to say,
I don't even like.
I mean, like there's
jump in, like go ahead, jump in. Like I think it's ridiculous, but I already know.
No,
I already know where you're coming from.
arming teachers is just it's so ass backwards.
Yeah,
like
didn't they try arming pilots after 9/11?
They are armed.
They are armed still?
Well, they got like the
many of them are
Sky Marshal, or there's somebody on randomly on
apparently
planes.
some pilots are armed as well.
Okay,
but go ahead.
No, I mean it's just. Is this really the only thing they can think of? Like,
man.
Well, this
I mean,
is
outside
more
of
more guns.
Well, this is the most American solution ever. It's like
it absolutely
we solve
is.
a problem
It
with
is insane.
guns.
It's insane.
About guns with more guns. Let's throw more guns at the
It's
problem.
insane. It is insane. If
If
you
it-
agree with this, you are insane.
If it was 40,
you have a brain problem.
if it wasn't 40,
Come talk to me.
When it was 45, I was like, okay, that sounds like something 45 would say. Like that was my initial reaction.
it's just because it's to the point where everybody's been fed up about the situation.
Sure.
But he feels like he has to put a Band-Aid on it now, since everybody was saying, well, all y'all are doing is giving thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
So now,
I'm just gonna suggest something stupid so I can.
and like, how many like teachers are gonna be so ready to shoot everything walking? Because it's some asshole teachers out here.
There are so
Facts.
many different angles for this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look, the police that were posted up outside of the building weren't mentally ready to deal with a guy with
the
AR-15.
police.
So,
But the
you're
security
talking,
guards.
So now you're because I've many educators in my family, including my mother, who taught in the same classroom for 25 years,
Yep.
first grade.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to imagine somebody saying, "Okay, Mrs. Moore, here's a pistol. If it gets real, go ahead and make it happen." First of all, I tell people who think this is a good idea, have you ever met your children?
Man.
Like, you don't want, first of all, we don't want to give teachers school supplies, but
Yeah.
we'll say, yeah, we'll go
Exactly.
ahead. First of all, they're going to be teachers who'll be like, well, let me go ahead and pawn this gun so I can live like a regular person because of this crippling student loan debt.
Are they
Facts.
Gonna, are they going to have to buy the
mean,
guns?
Yeah,
themselves too?
even if
Yeah.
it's provided to them, like, you're just set. There's so many other problems that come up with, once again, it's just.
Where's said gun going to be held?
Exactly, because
Is this
you
locked
got some
away?
kids-
Do I have to open the
got some
combination when it
kids-
starts popping
I
off?
remember
What
in
do we
fifth
do?
grade, some
Hog
kids stole some candy out of my teacher's desk.
Yeah, there's gonna be kids that are gonna hog the teacher for the gun.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. To his point, there's
Probably
so
the
many
first
angles.
or second day that if that actually goes.
It's
into
just
effect,
not
like, yeah.
smart. It's
At
just
all.
it's
Gonna be
counter.
like,
It's,
Timmy, now where's the gun?
But that's the thing is too, that also puts like this different kind of level of fear, I think, into kids almost too.
it
Or
turns
it
it
has
even.
the potential to
It turns
be
it
so.
even more so into a prison that a lot of
Yeah.
schools are already kind of turned
Exactly.
into as well, and it's just counterintuitive to the
Learning is like the sixth most important thing in schools now.
Facts.
I feel like.
people like to say that the issue is
And I'm not saying this isn't important. Obviously, people dying is extremely important, but I'm just saying like, it's like. Anyway,
But I'm saying
Yeah.
like the people like this argument where this issue is not about gun violence
Yeah. Yeah.
with guns.
His entire response didn't
It
mention
doesn't-
guns.
I mean, like it doesn't. It's not.
I'm with you.
People aren't going to be throwing forks, throwing forks and
I
knives
was
and
gonna
stuff.
say,
It's
people
not going to
usually don't-
happen.
People usually don't
It's
go
not
in
gonna
and
happen.
stab 17 people to
It's
death.
not
in a
going to
school.
happen. It is a
typically doesn't.
Like it is a gun issue.
It is a gun.
It is a gun
issue.
Where no matter where you stand on it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a gun issue.
He talking that talk.
It's
a
gun,
gun issue.
gun and mental health. But until we actually put some money into the infrastructure around healthcare in this country,
Facts.
Which we're slowly but surely stripping away.
Did you guys
Man.
catch Trump? I'm coming to you, J. Diff.
Oh, man.
Did you guys catch Trump talking about in the old days there were mental institutions, but it
Yeah, I
no
saw
longer
that
was
shit.
funded? Like we could throw these
We don't know
people
where
in
to put 'em.
places, but we don't know where to put them now.
Like,
so
really-
I'm like,
Well, because
word?
Ronald Reagan defunded them in the
Exactly.
1980s. So let's talk about that if we're going to talk
Jump
about it.
in,
Hold
J.
on,
Diff. I know you
really
want to say
quick.
something.
There are 300. I was just looking at something. I've vastly overestimated, I think, this in the past, but there are about 310 million guns as of like
Dang.
in the United States
yikes.
as of like a 2012 report. I think I've grossly estimated that in the past, but that's a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's a lot of firearms.
the NRA is benefiting tremendously off
Yeah.
of all of this. But that's all. Sorry, Terry. I didn't know.
Go ahead.
I mean, at the end of the day, we've pretty much hit every angle that
Yeah.
we can on that. It's silly. I mean, it's not surprising, especially who it came from.
Yep.
We'll see what he does next week.
I couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better.
But remember, had he been there, even if he didn't have a gun,
What'd he
he
say?
would have ran in and saved
What'd he
those
say?
kids' lives.
Everything is about him.
Look,
Yeah.
Once again,
Everything.
I
once
literally-
again.
after I heard him say that or watched or read the quote, I was like, would I even do that? And I was like,
No,
I don't
I'm
even
telling
think
you
I
right
would
now.
do that.
I don't think I would do that
Yeah.
shit.
Nope.
I would have been like, okay, what can I do to not die?
And you know what's crazy? What would happen is there would be
Man.
a teacher or someone that had, let's say they did the pistol law or whatever it is. So let's say that happens. I'm just doing a hypothetical. So if the teacher has his gun now, right? And then something happens, God forbid this happened, but again, it's hypothetical. So if this happens and then the teacher starts popping off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in the midst of shooting at this person, a student is shot, just harmed or injured.
Right.
You know what's going to happen? Even if the student, if let's say the student is killed, does the teacher have mental health issues then? Like, what is the angle going to be then? How is he going to Band-Aid a teacher shooting a student accidentally? So is there a Band-Aid for that? Then what? Then do we recycle and go back again and add what? Like, I don't see how this works.
It doesn't.
I just don't see how it works.
It doesn't work.
Arming teachers, like again, throwing guns at a problem that starts with guns is not. It's a very American thing to do.
Lone's
but
point,
not a real solution.
To Lone's point, it's about the guns.
Well, we need to open up some mental institutions and put those people in them.
Yes.
That think that this isn't an insane idea.
Oh,
because they're insane.
Central State is waiting to come back.
Okay.
Y'all know what Central State is, right?
Central State?
It's Indianapolis's.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, mental health hospital.
Closed, I think in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well,
Fact check that, but I think it was the 80s when it closed.
we're going to throw the pro-gun law people in there alone in Central State. Is that what we're doing? The people that agree with this?
I mean, if you think we need to bring more guns and give them to teachers,
Yeah, you need to go.
And
holler
then,
at
like
Central
I
State.
saw, in one community where they're thinking, well, we could have armed
train
militia
Armed militia.
stand at. I'm
How about
like,
that?
What? Like,
I'm not
once
here for
again,
any of this.
Like, like
Nah.
I'm thinking, because once again, like, just think about this. Like I said, understanding the hard, because everybody likes to talk about the hard jobs that people have.
Yeah.
Teachers have such a hard job.
My mother was one.
Because not only are you charged with teaching children their, how to read and write,
Yeah.
but a lot of times you're a counselor,
Yeah.
you're a parent, a babysitter.
That's true.
You are so many things, and then now you want them to be an armed guy. Like, don't give teachers anything else to do. They already have enough on their plate.
unless you're going to give them $15,000 to $20,000 more base salary.
Which
you
they're
better talk
not.
That talk, Lone.
Which
you
they're
better,
not.
You better talk that talk.
Central State closed in 94.
Good call on that, Spools. So just like our first topic, this will definitely be revisited.
Yeah.
Net neutrality. I looked this one. We talked about this. I think it was, I don't know how many episodes back.
What's the new news on this?
Well, it says net neutrality rules will officially disappear on April 23rd. It says FCC made an unpopular decision to overturn the Obama era. We know about that. But it says Federal Register as of Thursday morning, net neutrality laws will officially begin disappearing on April 23rd. So we talked about it a while back, but looks like it's going down.
It's going to be real.
Interesting.
I'm very curious to see what happens there. I mean, I'm not very what's the word? I'm not positive.
Optimistic.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Optimistic,
I'm not optimistic about anything there. So I hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah, that one can have a big effect.
Well, it's one of those things that happened, and I don't think anybody went to the polls in November 2016 thinking, okay, let's give more power to the internet service providers so they could perhaps throttle and dole out my internet service on tiers.
Yep.
I don't think anybody on either side of, and they made this a priority.
Yeah,
And it was clearly done in the interest of business and not
absolutely.
the people.
It's all about that.
So I'm like,
but help me understand, and maybe you can explain this better. Like, how is it, like, an example of how it's going to work once these laws do start fading away? When you say throttle, does that mean into the effect of, like, providers will make you pick like packages of websites that you can visit?
It gives them the option.
Or is that would it get down to that level? Like, you can't go to Google unless you have it as part of this package that we offer.
or say
it gives them the option to.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to before it was protected. That they couldn't do that. And so it strips that from it, if that makes any sense.
It would be almost like if with, your water bill.
Okay.
They said, okay, we're going to give you a different package if you have, as far as what we charge you, if you have a washing machine in your house.
Okay.
Or a dishwasher, but we'll charge you differently if you don't have a washing machine and dishwasher. Not based on the amount of water that you use, but based on what you use the water for.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
It could give more bandwidth to
like e-commerce and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
or
originally,
certain e-commerce
when
sites.
this first became an issue, like what 2012, 11 or 12, with bringing down the ban, we were a blog, and we weren't necessarily a huge blog. We were decent, but there were sites that were owned by Complex that were a lot bigger. Well, we were afraid of getting completely, ousted, in the sense that we wouldn't be able to access the same amount of people organically unless we, obviously paid for a different package to be seen or something like that. There's a lot of different ways that this could be used, I guess. And the thing is that there are a lot of hypotheticals. We don't know exactly what's going to happen or how they're going to use it, but it takes the safeguards down.
Right. It's pretty much a dictatorship type of situation.
Yeah.
So it's just like North Korea, how they're limited or don't have access to the internet at all.
Right.
We will still have it, but it'll be pretty much a la carte. Even like apps and stuff on your phone, you'd have to have like a Facebook plan, a Twitter plan, stuff.
Right.
That's what could possibly happen.
Yeah,
Once again, these are all hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals, yeah.
Right.
All right,
the only reason it passed is because there are businesses that have an interest in eventually doing this, or else it wouldn't have been a thing.
That's the reason why it is an issue. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. They're like, well, it wasn't. People will say, well, before Obama, this wasn't. Well, the internet wasn't the internet before Obama.
Right.
It's changed a lot with mobile devices in our hands. So, but anyways, I'll be curious to see how that moves. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But
cool. Well,
Make sure y'all visit Bringing Down the Band every day.
Please do.
From multiple devices, multiple
click our ads.
And,
buy some stuff.
Yeah, cop.
Click
support.
Our ads. Subscribe, they've taken the they've taken the monetizing off of our YouTube account until we get 1,000 subscribers.
So we need 1,000 subscribers.
How many do we have now?
440 as of today.
All right, no problem.
Shout out
Let's
to
do this.
Shout out to the people that actually did go on and subscribe. That number
thank
did
you very
jump,
much.
So we appreciate you guys for doing that.
We got about 50 people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to them.
Thank you to everyone who subscribed.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Until then, become Patreon.
All that.
Yeah, so
all that.
I like that. I like that, brother.
Yeah,
I like that.
Look,
Awareness.
You got to take care of business, man.
I feel you.
Got to take care of business.
Moving on. I want to jump into. Spools brought this up before we went on. Roc Marciano's. What is his second? Rosebud's Revenge. Is that what it's 2?
Yes.
So he is going to drop an album, and the only way, if I understand this correctly, correct me if I'm not explaining it right. The album will be able to be purchased via download for $30, and that's the only way you can get it, right?
That's as of right now, yes. So I'll kind of talk about
Go
that.
ahead,
So the way this came up was shout to, I think it was Nicole Porter, Patreon.
Yes.
Patron that brought this up, and as well as maybe Mike Noise.
Shout out to Mike Noise.
Like talking about just new music in general and stuff, and Rosebud's Revenge too. I'm not sure actually, and I feel bad if it's out. If you can, I think you can download it now. You can go to rocmarcy.com and
$35.
30.
I looked
for
at
$30.
Spotify. They still got the old one, but obviously you have to download. Yeah,
and it says on his website where the download link, or before you download it, that this is the only way to get it if or when Roc decides to put it out in other formats. Yeah. So he's not pressing up any physicals yet. He's not letting it stream yet. Right. This is the only way you can get it, and it's $30.
So pretty much all one person has to do is buy the album and leak it for everybody else.
I mean, it's already on YouTube. If I'm not mistaken.
If you want to be that guy, put everybody on.
I'm not about to be that dude.
Well, let me ask you this then.
And side note, the reason this came up is I like Roc Marciano a lot. I think he's really dope.
Yeah. You want to buy a book?
All right now.
I like his and shout out to my man Clinic, man. Sean Simpson, the Clinic, who kind of put me on to a lot of other Roc Marciano, but I'd always heard him featured on a ton of stuff, and he's super ill. So
he's not that ill.
But I wanna hear this album. I like the first one, the first Rosebud's Revenge. So,
but for $30, so you're just getting the download, just so we're clear on this.
And that's the question I want to pose. So I'm coming to you, Terry. Check this out, man. So we got.
See how I'm looking.
He already said he's not going to be that.
That's
dude,
why I'm coming to you. That's why I'm coming to you. So you got 30 bones for the album, right? No, you don't get a poster. You don't get access to a show. You don't get the autograph wax. There's no physical copy. I want you to pay 30 bones to download the album. What say you?
What say me?
Yes.
Get ready to go double brick because nobody is about to do that.
Nobody.
I think what he's doing, I understand in today's climate as far as purchasing music and stuff like that.
Trying to monetize, right? Okay.
I think he's taking a page from Nipsey Hustle, who just dropped a pretty
Sounds
dope
like it.
album.
Okay.
Nipsey Hustle had a mixtape that he was selling a few years back for $100.
Yeah.
So everybody bought the mixtape was $100. I think Jay-Z bought a
100.
Okay.
Copped 100.
Yeah.
Was it 100? Okay.
Copped
Well, he
100.
Just
bought
off the strength.
Was it 100?
I think he bought 10 for.
10 for. I'm sorry, 10 for $100.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I think.
I think people are trying to pretty gimmick their way into selling an album right now, and for $30, I can see somebody paying $100 to at least hold something tangible.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying $100 for a mixtape, but I understand you're getting a tangible item. $30 for a download.
I think Nips came with
I'm not going.
concert access, didn't it?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Did Nips come with
I don't know what it is.
No, I know because he was on Deezus and Mero last night breaking down the whole thing. Because until he broke it down, I was like, I don't know what he was thinking about with that. But then he talked about how everyone who bought that $100 mixtape, he has all their information, so they have special access to certain things as far as like concerts and
That's cool.
And they at least got a physical
So it's like a
piece
Patreon.
of
You know what that
art.
sounds like?
Yeah.
It sounds like our Patreon.
Yeah.
because he did it again and charged $1,000.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And
he's also in a region where he can do that. So California is huge. There's many artists that aren't known outside of California.
Okay.
They can literally just sell their albums there. Same thing in like Texas.
Okay.
Places like that, you can thrive by doing stuff like that.
Just off the size of the state alone.
The size of the state.
Or
New
the
York
reach.
City
Or the
is a
city.
good place.
Yeah.
Yeah, New
About
York.
8
okay.
million.
I can see that.
I mean, that's how Too Short started out,
Oh yeah.
basically just banging
Master
mixtapes
P.
out the trunk. Yeah.
And I think also that this is the hard thing because even with artists I like,
Yeah.
a lot of times it takes me a while to get around to listening to their projects. So like when someone puts me like everybody's been telling me how great this Nipsey project is, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
I really
just
like
because there's just such a glut of music out there, of good music too. Like that's the thing that's really cool. So that's why, people ask sometimes why we don't talk about certain artists. Like when I'll talk to them personally, I was like, look, we don't have time to listen to stuff that we aren't interested in or we don't think is particularly good because there's too much good stuff for us to listen to.
We ain't thinking about Troy Ave.
Yeah. See,
Wow.
see, that's a whole nother
See?
conversation.
See?
Wow.
Someone was like, "What do you think about Tekashi 6ix9ine?" I was like, "I don't think anything about Tekashi 6ix9ine."
I don't really think-
I don't actually think.
Yeah, I mean, I
think
was like,
with
that's
him.
that's where I will definitely pull my new old head card because when I see it, I was like,
Well,
y'all hating.
it's funny that you say that because like I was talking to somebody about because I like to see what's popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Just check in.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
And,
my ear on a lot of stuff.
speaking of check in,
When I listened to Tekashi, I was like, and a lot of other I guess stuff similar. Like I do feel like when I get done, like I have to listen to something substantive.
no,
To like, and I think I overheard somebody say that, so I don't want to I didn't take, but like cleanse your palate.
no, like literally, I need
You know what I mean? Like it's like,
some
oh my
art.
god, I need to listen to Excursions now.
I need some audio
Just to-
fresh air
just to-
to kind of to change it up. But
I actually listened to. I tried. I was at work,
Yeah.
so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna run it real quick. You know what I'm saying? I ran Black Youngster just to run them, make sure I ran it.
make sure you're not missing something.
Yeah, I want to make sure. So I ran both albums. I almost made it through. Black. I couldn't make it through Black Youngster.
He was talking real greasy about what's his name?
He talks real greasy
What's
about a lot
the
of people.
other Memphis cat?
Dolph.
Oh, Dolph.
Dolph.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's talking
Yeah,
real
'cause
Well,
greasy.
he was,
man.
dude. He got arrested for supposedly being one of the people that like shot at him.
Well, he
It was
in that
actually this
song-
time last year around
in that song,
CIAA.
he's actually saying that Dolph pretty much set himself up to get shot, and
Oh,
then
that's
That's
had
not really
him
how that
arrested.
works.
Well, he. I can understand. I can see that because it's publicity.
Yeah.
He just happened to be riding
Yeah.
around in a bulletproof vehicle.
Yeah.
Somebody shot up the vehicle. I wouldn't put it past him.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I don't
Well,
know.
this is part of why
That's
we need
cute,
to.
but it doesn't make me want to listen to
Yeah,
his music.
exactly.
Not at
Like
all.
this is why I need to
Yeah.
Said,
cleanse
that's
my
cute.
audio palette a lot of times. I have to just cleanse the foolishness
Hey man,
So
from
this
my mind.
This
a lot of
Tekashi dude,
times.
you're talking about someone who, within the last, I think, couple months, thought it would be a good idea and dissed another rapper at the ASAP Yams, like, remembrance show.
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
that made sense to this kid.
yeah, it's pretty. That wasn't. I don't think that was a wise move. Nor is
And, like, start shit at basically like a memorial show.
Yeah, I'll say this as somebody that's been a blogger for a very long time, for whatever reason, I like to give people a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right. Sure.
But I would rather give energy to people that I know are going to be most likely be good. And so to Jay Moore's point, when there's all of this music out there that I know is probably pretty good, it's really hard for me to listen to a guy that looks like Skittles and a
Yeah.
rapper. Like
He's supposed to be hard too.
That's-
Yeah, he is supposed
Oh, he
to
was
be.
he was out of L.A. Trolling the Bloods and like all that. I'm
something
like,
happened.
that's not
somebody,
wise.
Well,
somebody went to see him on
yeah.
that too.
again,
Man.
that's cute.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that his music's
I
good.
like
And
that.
I don't
Yeah.
care. Like I don't care. Like,
Yeah, like all
he can
these
get beat
things
up and
don't
thrown in the
make me
street.
want
which,
to
you know,
listen to his record.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like I think this is where the publicity and social media has gotten so out of hand.
what race is this kid? I don't
It doesn't
know.
even matter.
I think he's Hispanic.
He's
Doesn't even
supposedly
Doesn't even matter.
Mexican
know.
and Puerto, but then when I saw him, I thought he was Asian just based off Tekashi.
Okay.
And then I heard him using the N word a lot. I was like,
He
has
uses it-
somebody else checked this dude about this?
The first 4 records.
Let's move on.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. All right.
Yeah, let's not talk
All
about
right.
it anymore.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we've already given him enough light. Let's get off
All
that
right, so
completely.
since we talk, good call there. So since we're
Yeah.
talking about music, shout out to North Memphis and South Memphis. Let's see.
What about the rest of Memphis?
Yeah, I mean,
They
what
usually-
about Southwest?
They usually just shout out North Memphis and South Memphis, but I mean East Memphis. We see y'all. West Memphis. We see
Like
y'all.
we don't want no problems in East
Yeah.
Memphis. I
Hey.
don't want any problems in East side of
Hey,
anywhere in
my
America.
cousin,
honestly.
my cousin live in Memphis. He said they bout that down there. So North, South,
yeah.
East, West Memphis. We
just
see
say
y'all.
Memphis.
Shouts
Yeah.
to downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah, downtown
Deal
suburbs. We see y'all.
Memphis adjacent.
West Memphis, Arkansas.
Shouts. I was about to say Arkansas.
All that
All that.
The county seat of Memphis.
Little Rock.
Yeah,
banging in Little Rock. What y'all know about that?
Oh, dude, I remember.
that was a special.
I remember
yeah.
banging in Little Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That mug was heavy. Yeah.
They did like a revisited too.
Yeah,
Word.
we're basically.
I
Remember
think
dude
so.
that worked in Bennigan's? Scraping and scrubbing.
Those
Hey,
are things
man.
they don't show on HBO enough.
Not at all.
They were-
Banging in Little Rock.
Hey man, that's from like the
series.
90s,
Hey, yo.
like
Oh,
early to
95.
mid 90s. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but check this out though. Speaking of that
Hey dude, that shit was real too. Those dudes were banging in
was-
Little Rock,
Hey.
man.
Yo.
Like,
Crips in Little Rock.
yo,
Man.
check this out though. I want
boy.
tell the story, man, about what happened when we was at Coach's, man. We got the Boondocks on the back, by the way. I didn't know. I wasn't aware. My Boondocks game is lower than it should be. I apologize, y'all.
It's actually before Boondocks would go.
Okay,
It is,
even if it
yeah.
is okay, but it's tied to Boondocks, right?
Yeah.
Because okay,
Yeah.
just tell the story, man. Because I
It's
thought,
actually this episode too.
yeah,
Yeah.
because after I did my
Y'all might have
research,
peeped it, but-
yeah, this is hilarious.
Wow.
After
Yeah.
I did the research, go ahead, man.
So it's funny because just last week we were sitting right here and we were saying you never know who you're going to run into at Coach's.
Facts.
Yep.
Literally just said that night. So we're at Coach's. We're standing outside.
Yep.
Nice night out that night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. I'm standing with Lon. I'm standing with Mike. Brooks was out there as well. And a guy walks in, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, hey, older cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's Fleece Johnson. That's what I said. But I'm saying it as a joke.
This is
Tell
literally
the people who Fleece Johnson is.
Man, Fleece Johnson is the booty warrior.
Please put some context on that.
please.
He was featured on Lockup.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about what he would do to men and whatnot in jail, how it was more important than water, all this, that, and the third.
In
So
their butts.
Mm-hmm.
this guy
Thanks.
walking in.
Thanks, Spools.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big fan of butts.
Yeah.
Guy walking in, coaches.
was-
I'm like, he
Even
looks
at
like
Christmas.
Fleece Johnson.
Yeah.
Sean and Mike don't remember who Fleece Johnson is. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. But I'm just joking. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You see somebody look like somebody's doppelganger.
Yeah.
Then he ends up walking out. And Brooks is one of them wild cats that'll just say anything. He doesn't care. So dude is looking at us, And Brooks goes, Fleece. And he looks at us and he goes, why y'all do me like that?
I remember that part. He's like, why y'all do me like that?
So
man?
just from that response, it's like, this is just somebody's told him that he looks like Fleece.
Yeah.
Guy comes back in. He starts telling this story about being locked up. He originally had 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Ended up there 30 some odd years because he couldn't
38.
stop fighting.
Yeah.
So he had 6 years and wound up doing 30?
Yes.
38.
From
38
fighting.
years.
Damn.
Yes. He just got out like maybe 18 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I might be stretching it out too much, but
Yeah.
he ain't been out that long. But why this guy's telling this story, because, like, what's the odds of Fleece Johnson being in Indianapolis, Indiana?
The same
for
night
one?
Rob Swift is playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I don't believe him. I'm like, man, you ain't really Fleece Johnson. He said, you think I'm bullshitting?
Yeah.
He goes in his pocket. He pulls out his ID. What does his ID say?
What the ID say?
It says Fleece Johnson. I said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Terry was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
So,
Yeah.
so at this time, I'm like, I'm damn near amazed at this. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here, though?
You were
know
very
what I'm saying?
surprised.
So he's like, I got out of jail. I had to get out of Louisville.
Yeah.
I went down to Evansville, Indiana for a while. Now he's up here doing work with the Wheeler Mission or something. I think he was staying at Wheeler Mission.
Dude was cool, by the way.
He was cool.
He was cool.
But the whole time I'm keeping my eye on him.
What was in the back of your mind?
What's in the back of my mind?
Yeah. You keeping your eye on him.
Yeah, because if Fleece is on one,
what was going to happen?
I'm gonna knock Fleece out in coaches. Y'all would have went viral.
Hey, low key though, Fleece told you in the video that we watched after the fact, myself alone. He said it's gonna be the easy way or the hard way,
Well,
bro.
It was gonna be no way. And what was funny about it is Fleece didn't want to even own up to that interview at all.
But look though,
He tried to say they doctored up. The
Yeah, he
interview
said
to
he
make
was
it-
saying that they made it a certain way.
how do you?
to
But
make
how
it,
do you
to make it seem like he was in the bus? And he
Yeah.
really wasn't.
But how do you doctor up actual footage of you saying?
I don't really
Man.
like butts like
Yeah.
that. I don't. Yeah, they
He
doctored
said
that.
What did he say? I like booty.
That's what I'm saying. He's like in my prime. I'm like, you got a booty prime,
Man.
bro? What is
First of all,
that?
you've been
What
locked
is
up
a
for
booty-
38 years.
Man.
What was your
Bruh,
prime?
who has a booty prime? What is a booty prime?
Hey,
Yeah, in my
I
prime.
don't know nothing about that life, so I can't
What?
speak on it.
I don't even want to talk about
But,
that, man.
but Fleece was backpedaling.
Yeah, I'm straight,
he
man.
definitely
On that.
was. I said, man, did Boondocks pay you?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, man, I'm trying to sue them too. So
I would.
He trying to sue everybody right now.
He should.
Yeah, he should get a check
I,
from
I
Boondocks
think,
though, low
I
key.
think he does deserve some money from that.
Yeah, he should get a check from the Boondocks, low key.
It's the least they could do.
I just kept telling him stay out of trouble. I don't know. I'm like, hey man, don't get in no trouble, man.
Hey,
You know,
And-
you've been in jail way too long.
Terry's like,
Don't
and
go
don't
back.
make me have to whip your ass
Hey.
too. That's I don't.
hey,
want
we
that
would have
to
went
happen.
viral, son.
Nah,
Yeah,
That is
I
not-
was-
straight up.
we would have went viral if Terry would have.
That's not how we want our numbers to
Nah.
go up. Like one of the new old heads
we might have-
beats
we
up
might have-
convicted felon Fleece Booty Warrior
Hey.
Johnson. Like we don't need that on the net connected to
we
our
might have got
project.
Breakfast Club numbers off of that.
You know what's crazy though? We could have put like the Terry, DJ J Diff Fleece fight on our Patreon. You know what I'm saying?
Now you
Like,
gotta pay. We would have
Yeah.
sold this
Oh,
much
yeah.
like on Menace to Society. We would have
Yeah.
sold the tape.
49.95.
59.95.
Yeah,
I got the tape.
I'm bigger than Steven Seagal.
yeah. But I'm straight on that booty prime, man. Moving on.
So once again,
Man, fuck Kane.
you never know who you might see
Yeah.
at Coach's Tavern.
Yeah.
So
Never know, man.
I'll never forget. Just real quick, it was one night, and I saw this real tall dude, and raggedy beard and sweatsuit, and I was like, man,
Dang.
who's this Rasheed Wallace looking dude who just stepped in the spot? It was Rasheed
She
Wallace.
I ran into Rashid.
I think I was there that night.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
there that night too, but I ran into Rashid here just at a random house party. I'm walking
That's
to one of my
crazy,
homies'
man.
You just
crib,
be in spots,
and he's just sitting like in the kitchen on the counter with his headphones on, bobbing his head. Typical Rashad
I know he was cool with
Rashid shit. I see
with
Rashad.
Dale
Rashad does
Davis.
that
But it
too.
is
Yeah.
Rashad's shit as well.
yeah.
He real cool with Dale Davis. So I wonder if Dale Davis still live here. And
think
they
They
just
were
cool
there.
with
Yeah,
Bonzi.
they
They
were
were
there.
together.
They were there that night.
I think
Oh, and-
Bonzi was there
and
that
Bonzi
night,
Wells
too.
was there.
Yeah,
They
it's
were
all
all
the
at
Bonzi
coaches
Coach's
actually
one
might
night.
have been there last week too.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, Bonzi Wells was there. It was either that week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Oh,
he was
really?
there recently.
That makes sense then. Okay, because I know him and Dale Davis was real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
so if y'all ain't about that life, as far as protecting yourself,
Uh huh.
you might want to be careful out here in these streets.
Yeah.
Because Fleece is on the loose.
It's either going to be the easy way or the hard way.
Hey,
And he got the video to prove it.
hey.
He just ain't in his prime no more. All right. We could talk.
Unbelievable.
We could talk about a little music. Now, Lone, I think you and I were the ones that checked out the Fever Black Milk. Did you?
Yeah.
Man, that album is amazing.
It's
man.
a great album.
Yeah,
Great album.
A lot of instrumentation, got a live feel to it.
Yeah.
There's mad textures in it.
It's got a live feel, but it doesn't feel like a live album.
Exactly.
But it's still very Black Milk. You
Yeah.
should mention that this is a Black Milk album.
Oh yeah, for Black Milk's album, by the way.
Yeah, it's really good, man. It's a very good. I was thinking this when I was writing the post earlier. It's a nice progression for him, I think. Because most of us, I'm pretty sure, sitting here are familiar with Black Milk,
Yeah.
and we know he's a producer first.
Yep.
Or
Right.
that's how he kind of came out,
Dope producer.
and then he kind of has molded himself into an MC as well, a very dope MC actually, and his production has just grown throughout the years from being just kind of gritty and raw to this live instrumentation ass portion that we hear now. So now you can hear the instruments, but it's still a gritty, raw Detroit feeling of Black
Yeah.
Milk.
He's utilizing a lot. He's utilizing his sources more now. So everything, it sounds
Very
real
musical.
full.
It's
yeah.
very musical.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I would suggest y'all give that one a run.
I liked
thought
what I
that was
heard
dope.
earlier.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
played a few tracks. and
Yeah.
There's
really
another.
dug it, man.
There's Fleece right there for those who don't know.
Not him.
Not
Shout-
him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
Fleece.
That's Fleece.
They were pretty accurate with that,
yeah, they
too.
did.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
he
after-
had on that same hat as Coach.
He did.
He's had that hat for 30 years.
There was
That's that clearance.
When
hat.
it's-
You gonna throw Clarence out there?
Nah,
hey,
we love that.
we
hat.
love
It's my guy, man.
shout out to Grits, man. That's my brother, man. We all love Grits, man.
Shout out to
Straight
Grits,
up.
no doubt.
Elzai Crisis did Jericho Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good
I
album.
still need to listen to that.
like
Yeah.
that.
I like it, man. Like El's bars, I don't even think about that. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be lyrically
Yeah.
sharp. I thought the production was dope. There's a couple joints on there I really like, but in my opinion, I've seen there's Instagram beats that Crisis plays that I think are a lot better than some of the beats I heard on here.
Word.
But the beats that he selected for this album fit. Everything is in the
I've
same.
only heard a couple of
same
them.
cloth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Shouts to
It's-
DeCarlo. He told me to listen to track 2, which
Overthinking?
was Overthinking.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
something that idea is something that we always talk about, him and I, and that song's real dope.
Yeah.
Especially the lead in into it and all
Exactly.
that. So, but
Elzai's still sharp, man. Like he's
Yeah.
still easily one of the best lyricists ever, man. Like he's amazing. So I definitely fool with that project. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. Did we have any?
did anybody listen to that EarthGang EP?
I did.
I didn't get a
Did
chance
you
to
like
listen
it?
to that one.
It's cool. I like the previous one better though. They've been
Okay.
dropping a lot here lately.
I didn't get a chance to listen to that one.
Yeah.
Nah, I still gotta run that one.
I've still kind of been heavy on that Skyzoo. Honestly.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to peep that.
No,
yet.
I just checked that out this week, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like that one. I think you're gonna like that
I think
one.
I will. I mean, to be honest, I've just been. We talk about getting stuck on music. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
stuck on Evidence, whether or not, and Sirs.
I
I'm
still have-
still on Sirs.
Yeah, that's
Sir's-
Sir, yeah.
Yeah, that Sir
Like-
EP is cold. What is this? I think it's 7 joints on there.
To me,
Nah,
that's
11.
still
11. I'm sorry.
that's still kind of leading the pack for me for the year.
Sir so far.
Oh yeah, it's cold.
Hey man, Nipsey is.
I'd really like to listen to this Roc Marciano. Side note, it is not on YouTube right now. I was wrong about that. But
I'd really like to listen to this if it wasn't $35.
yeah, dude. I would.
Hey, I don't know whoever's producing for that album.
That better have E40 amount of tracks on it.
Hey,
for
man,
$35.
For $35, man, I
Just
need
30, I believe. Just
30. Well, then we need at least 60 tracks. Maybe 54.
At least,
Yeah,
at
40
least
would do
Chris
about
Brown.
54 to
Speaking of-
60.
speaking of
Brown
E40,
dropped like 48 songs.
And I don't want any
Yeah.
interludes or like spoken word moments.
None of that.
These need to be songs.
Hey, Chris Brown
Yeah.
got back on streams for that, man, because he had so many records out.
Yeah.
He ate off that.
Yeah, he definitely he's
Yeah.
still eating off.
That's a
of it.
lot of music, but
Did y'all hear King Combs' song with Chris Brown?
the one that sounds exactly like
Yeah,
Case.
like Case. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah. I see what Diddy trying to do. You know what I'm saying? He trying to relive that golden era.
He trying to bring that old thing back.
Some records
through
need to
his son.
some records just need to be left alone, man.
But you know what? This conversation we're having right now is the exact way. This is why we're new old heads, because
Yeah.
this is how people one generation away from us were like, man, how'd they mess up Between the Sheets and all my favorite songs from the 70s? Like, because there was somebody, because Remy Ma has that song with Chris Brown that samples Mint Conditions. And someone was like, man, certain songs you should just leave alone. I was like, yeah, your parents thought the exact same way.
Thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exactly
when
what's
I heard
happening
that
right
one, when I heard the record with Remy and Chris Brown, I was like, okay, if you're going to do one, I think this one was okay, but I'm always pro certain joints, man. Like just leave them alone.
Leave
man.
alone.
Look, there are two people this year in 2017 that sampled Tony's Whatever You Want, and they both wound up being hits. Meek Mill.
There's actually 3 songs that sampled.
Meek
I
Mill
couldn't remember
and
anything but me.
DJ Luke Nasty. Those are
DJ
two
Luke Nasty,
club bangers that came
Meek
out of the same
Mill,
sample.
Yeah.
And
Once
somebody
again,
else
90s
did the
records.
same thing.
90s records.
20 years old. They're going back to grab our stuff just like we went
crazy.
and grabbed ours.
It's weird to hear people sample stuff that we remember that came when it came out.
Because it don't
You know
seem
what
like
I'm
it came out that
It's
long
like stuff
ago.
that I wouldn't sample because it was too soon.
Because it was too soon, yeah. Now to
Remy
them,
Ma,
it's like, I can go sample
another
Jodeci.
one of her songs, Money Showers, that sampled Ralph Tresvant's "Do What I Got to Do." Like
Hey, that record was cold though. I like
but
that
the thing
one.
is, just like our generation went and grabbed all them 70s joints, they're going to grab the stuff from the 90s.
Yep.
And it feels
Crazy.
it
Nothing
feels
wrong with
very
that.
it feels very
so
very
we
weird.
can't be those people be like, oh man, they doing it wrong.
I
I was
actually like
that's
it
exactly
though
what we
because
did.
the
Yeah.
90s vibe to me is a pinnacle, and I feel like we were kind of fortunate to grow up and come up in that 90s era of music.
I agree.
Because like nothing sounds like that.
But it's just, I think it's the to me, it's sampling versus like the full remakes. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like if you, like to your point about Money Showers, that's not the whole, like they just flipped it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some of these joints are like the Case joint from King Combs is like the actual song.
I mean, that was a simple ass beat anyway.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I feel you. I understand with it being a bad boy, it's a lineage type joint. I get it. But I'm like, I don't know, man.
But remember, that was also PSK.
I feel you.
So,
I feel you.
Yep.
That's fair. That's fair. Well,
Shout out to Schoolie D.
That's right. that's the joint, man.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. So, episode 70. I want plugs. Anybody got anything we can plug? I know you got something to plug. Plug it, man. Go ahead and plug.
Okay, so tonight is Thursday night when
Yes.
you're listening to this. So I'm going to be at Tiki Bob's along with Lemmy Vice and DJ Gabby Love.
Okay.
Friday is going to be Back to the Future at the Hi-Fi. So that's going to be a real dope event.
So
Presented
listen
by,
to the first track that Desi Des plays because that's my instrumental.
Yeah,
we
it's
see-
Desi
we
Des,
see you, Lone.
DJ Metronome, DJ Stylistic. You just never know who might fall through and get on
You
the
never
ones
know.
and twos.
You never know. You never know.
Then on Saturday, I'm going to be at the Red Room with those two, a.k.a. DJ Maverick and DJ Lookout. You know, he
Okay.
always looks out.
Okay.
So it's definitely that's going to be a real nice event. Shout out to DJ Maverick. He lost some equipment in a fire. And
Damn.
anybody who knows about that, something like that happening
yeah.
too. So
I hate
shout out
that.
to him, man. You know,
Sorry to
hold
hear
your
that,
head, my
man.
man. DJ
Word.
Maverick, Eric, real good dude.
Yeah, I hate to hear people lose equipment.
And then, of course, Tuesday is another edition to Take That Tuesday. You never know who might fall through.
You never know.
True indeed.
There's a new event with Sunny
Okay.
Paradise, myself bringing down a band, which today is Thursday, so it would have happened yesterday. It's called
Okay.
The Listening, kind of like a talk show setup. So we're gonna have artists come in, listen to their project. We'll listen to a few songs or whatnot of the project, talk to them a little bit, kind of pick their brain, and kind of go from there. It's gonna be something that happens every fourth Wednesday of the month.
I'm actually doing the next one
Yeah,
You're doing
Okay.
for my album.
yeah.
Nice.
I
We're
like
gonna
that.
have The
I
Listening.
like that.
The Listening, and then this weekend.
And where's that at again?
It's my birthday.
Square
This
Cat Vinyl.
weekend.
Square Cat
Square
Vinyl?
Cat
Okay.
Vinyl, yeah. It's my birthday. I'm not working, but
Nice.
I will be going to Chicago, checking out my guy Slot
Aight.
at the Revel Room.
Slotty
Yes,
Diva.
sir.
I might have to
Mhm.
slide through Back to the Future too.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, Friday because I'm leaving Saturday to go to Chicago. So.
Hey man, make sure you get me on the books for the show, man. I got some work I'm whipping up right now.
Word.
Man. Yeah.
Don't you have a show
Okay.
coming up at some point?
We down the road a little bit. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
No,
gonna talk
he's
about
gonna
that.
keep that on the
Yeah,
wraps.
we're gonna
All
talk
right.
about
I understand.
that. Who am I missing? That's it. We got everything.
Cool.
Longevity.
Well, I'll just be hanging out at home.
Longevity. DJ J Div. The voice. J Moore. the incomparable DJ Spools. I am Major 7th. Make sure y'all check us out. BringingDownTheBand.com. All the education you need this year. Patreon.com/BringingDownTheBand. Did I get it right?
No, man.
Okay.
No, hold up.
You can search it, right?
Shit, no.
Look. It's patreon.com/newoldheads.
There we go.
Or it's just newoldheads.com.
Look out now.
Or it's bringingdowntheband.com.
Okay.
You can find everything from all those.
Yeah.
All three of those will have all the
is.
education that you need this
And
year.
shouts to No Bad Ideas and Coleman Dental.
Yes,
as
sir.
Well.
Yes,
And
sir.
we've lingered, so bitches.
Hoes and boats, boats and hoes.